Since Western societies do not appreciate politeness, let me take this opportunity to warn our people publicly about the wrong practices indulged in and promoted by some of the outsiders. One of them is what they call oral sex. The mouth is for eating. The mouth is for eating. Okuria, cham. The mouth is for eating, not for sex. We know the address of sex. We know where sex is. No, we have been hearing about it, but we don't talk about it. If people are doing it, maybe let's leave them alone. Let's deal with the electricity, the roads. There is no argument. But since they insist and insist, so we have now to come out and say, please. Maybe this is also a good opportunity, because sometimes I don't want to divert our people in some of these social, cultural issues. But this is a good time. Now, this is not sex, this is eating. Mouth is for eating, it's not for sex. So I want to advise our children that please forget about this. What Uganda calls obugwenyufu. Bwebakiyita? Obugwenyufu. Bwebakiyita? Omunyankuru okufumutuma. Okufumutuma. That's what Omunyankuru says. The core, your core is gone. Afirumutuma. Nekifumutuma. That's what the Omunyankuru would say. Our youth should reject this, because God designed the human being most appropriately for pleasurable, sustainable, and healthy sex. Some of the traditional styles are very pleasurable and healthy. The mouth is not engineered for that purpose, except kissing. Besides, it is very unhealthy. I'm told people can even contract gonorrhea of the mouth and the throat on account of so-called oral sex. Not to mention worms. I'm told somebody can pick worms from. You go for sex, you come back with worms. In your stomach, because you went to a wrong address. I was wondering about hepatitis E. Can you also go through that route? Hepatitis E, because it is orophycal. That's what I was. Huh? Can it? Yes, if you go south instead of. The Minister of Gender and Youth should campaign this buyaism imported from outside and sensitize the youth about the healthy lifestyle that is abundant in our cultures. We reject the notion that somebody can be homosexual by choice. You know, that's what the Western people are saying, that sexual orientation is a matter of choice, that you can choose to love a man when you are a man. Imagine. So my original argument, because my original sympathy was these people were born like that, but we are now being told, say, no. Even the people I was talking to in the West, in the end they told me that there is no scientific basis for homosexuality, that it is all a matter of choice. Really? So when I was fighting a wrong war. Because for me, I thought they must be born like that. How can you leave something good and you go for something so? How can you leave something good and you go for something so bad? You must be having a problem. So now I'm told, no, you are wrong, that this is a choice. I have had very important people saying that this is a matter of choice. That it doesn't matter whom you choose to love. That a man can choose to love a fellow man, that sexual orientation is a matter of choice. Since my original thesis that there may be people who are born homosexual has been disproved by science, then the homosexuals have lost the argument in Uganda. They should rehabilitate themselves, and society should assist them to do so. I thank you. I can have 5 questions and then we conclude from the press.
The other lady at the extreme end. So can we start? Please, pass the microphone around. You can. Also interested to have another 3, especially from the international media. From the international media. Okay, there's some lady.
Okay,
including him. So can we start?
Hello, thank you very much, Your Excellency. I'm called Samuel Okiror Egadu. I report for Chingwa News Agency. I just wanted to ask you a question. You've signed this bill. How is it going to affect your relation with the Western countries, since most of them had already threatened to withdraw aid to Uganda as a result of this bill? Thank you.
What is your religion? Oh, you are some sort of Christian. Now, you remember the story of Esau. Esau, the brother of Jacob, who sold his birthright for a morsel of food. Now, Uganda is not like that. My argument on this issue was I was not bearing in mind the outsiders, although I don't mind having no friction with them. But once we are convinced that this is for me, I was not refusing to sign because of the outsiders. It was because I feared, I didn't want to be unfair to people who are born like that. That was my, because even before colonialism, there were a few homosexuals here. There are some names which I mentioned of people here before Europeans came here. So that's why I thought maybe there could be those who are born like that. But now that we are sure that that's not the case, then the outsiders cannot dictate to us. This is our country, this is our society, it is our future, it is not anybody's future. And the outsiders will have to live with us, or if they don't want, they take their aid and we shall. Uganda is very rich, we don't need aid. In fact, aid is part of the problem. And I have looked at the figures. Like for instance, our people who are taking ARVs, and the test for, because some of the groups are helping us in AIDS. We are not spending so much money on the AIDS. We are concentrating on the roads, and these friends were supporting the AIDS programs. Now, of course, you know, some of that money for aid is for cham. They just bring it to eat it here. It's not really effective. Some of that aid is just charm they give to NGOs, to charm